Hey y'all, Scott here. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is mere gallons away from releasing. Being an enhanced port of one of the best Mario Karts ever made and fixing almost every problem the original had, one may ask, is this the pinnacle of Mario Kart on the Nintendo Switch? No, it's not good enough.
It's never good enough.
Listen, I love Mario Kart 8, but seeing how Mario Kart is one of Nintendo's biggest franchises, I think it's a pretty sure thing we're going to be getting a new Mario Kart made from the ground up eventually, possibly for the Nintendo Switch. So I would like to discuss my personal wishes and ideas for a potential Mario Kart 9.
If there's one thing that's been lacking in recent Mario Karts that doesn't begin with the letter B, ends with the word addle, has 2 syllables, and what happened in Stalingrad from August 23, 1942 to February 2nd, 1943, it's the lack of single-player content. It just kind of feels like all you can do is play through all the Grand Prix and then, well, there's always online. Many people have been yearning for a Diddy Kong Racing style adventure mode, and I would dig. Giving Mario Kart a story, even just a super basic one, and just letting me explore a vast area in kart, finding hidden things everywhere and getting challenged by other racers, an adventure mode would go a long way in keeping people playing the game. But for shorter, more bite-sized single-player content, the return of Mario Kart DS's mission mode would be heavily appreciated. This was such a fun little distraction from the core racing, and it's crazy that this hasn't been brought back in its original form. In terms of other modes, I think it's time to finally pull the trigger. They teased with double item boxes in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. I think it would be killer to have a Double Dash mode. I would only really want a full-out sequel to Double Dash if they have a lot of new ideas to go alongside it. In the meantime, I think Double Dash could be brought back as a mode. 2 characters, 1 kart, perfection. Also, this really isn't a mode, but I would love for there to be a bigger emphasis on online leaderboards. What's the point of having points online if I can't see how I compare with the rest of the world? Items are one of the most important aspects of a Mario Kart game. They help define Mario Kart as a franchise, and I personally really want to see some crazy cool items in the next entry. Some returning items would be appreciated. For example, I really liked the Mega Mushroom, but I felt that it never lasted long enough. I'd love to see it come back with a bit of a longer lifespan. But here are just a few ideas I have for potential new items. The magic paintbrush from Mario Sunshine could be used to leave a trail of icky paint-like goop that would act as oil slicks or slow down players or just make players spin out. The double cherry from Mario 3D World could create a clone of your racer and basically give you 1 extra hit, as the next item to hit you would hit your clone. It could also give you double firepower, so if you have 2 red shells, you could use both of them at the same time. Or, my god, you could have 6 shells at once. And the launch star from Mario Galaxy. It could let you launch the nearest player if you're super far behind. Just a few ideas. The Mario franchise has had so many items and power-ups that can easily be translated over to items in Mario Kart. However, how about some Nintendo-themed items? Mario Kart 8 dabbled with this idea somewhat, as in the Zelda and Animal Crossing courses, the coins were changed to be each game's form of currency, but I'm talking legitimate items, like a hookshot, which could function similarly to my idea to the launch star, but maybe could yoink item boxes from a player who was just about to get it. New tracks in Mario Kart games generally follow themes of past stages with fun and unique twists that make them feel fresh and new. For example, we've seen Haunted Mansion stages in Mario Kart before, but Mario Kart 8 hit us with Twisted Mansion, complete with anti-gravity and a track that ripples. So here are just a few themes for stages that I think could be really cool to create tracks out of. Baby Park was questionably on my mind recently, and I thought about the theme park outside of the attraction you race on. Think about what the track designers could do with a theme park. Think Water Park and Mario Kart 8 mixed with the background details of Baby Park. With all the circus motifs in Super Mario 3D World, I thought a circus track would be really cool. Like, imagine if the track is played out as if you're a performer and every time you do tricks, the audience applauds. I'd love to explore a museum, driving past statues and paintings of Mario characters and enemies. And in addition to that, what about an aquarium? Either like the museum, you'd drive through an aquarium like one you'd find at a zoo, or you're tiny inside of a standard fish aquarium with little fishbowl trinkets and stuff everywhere. Oh, and what about a movie studio? That would open up the possibilities for a ton of different themes in one, as you can emerge onto a western set and then blast over to a sci-fi set and then to a soap opera set or something. For Mario games, I want tracks based off of Mario Galaxy. No clue why it hasn't happened yet. I mean, yeah, we already have space-based tracks in the form of Rainbow Road, and Mario Galaxy music plays on Cloud Top Cruise, but man, just imagine driving through something like Good Egg Galaxy or even the Manta Ray sections. If non-Mario characters are making a return, obviously non-Mario stages are as well. Pikmin needs to have a stage, even if there are no other Pikmin reps in the game. A bunch of bulb orbs waddling around and you're the size of an ant speeding through a beautiful environment, oy vey. Star Fox also has the potential to make for a cool stage. Think Orbital Gate Assault from Smash Bros., but on a racetrack. Retro tracks used to be a bit of a buzzkill in new Mario Karts, but with Mario Kart 8, they are downright amazing. The team basically rebuilt the tracks from scratch and made them look and feel brand new rather than just feeling like old rehashed tracks. Because of this, and also because the track list is dwindling, I think it would be perfectly reasonable to start reusing tracks that have already been brought back in previous Mario Karts. Mario Kart 8 even did this with the DLC, as Baby Park and Rainbow Road SNES, for example, were retro tracks in Mario Kart DS and 7 respectively. Here are just a few tracks I would like to see return in Mario Kart 9. Mario Circuit for Mario Kart DS, just a nice standard Mario Kart course that just feels like it's using the Mario name justly. It feels like a Mario level turned track. Toad Factory for Mario Kart Wii. Ever wonder how those item boxes are made? Toad Factory answers that question with a super unique and well-designed track. Shy Guy Bazaar from Mario Kart 7, an interesting theme for a course and definitely a fun one too. Luigi Circuit from Double Dash has a really unique design and always stuck out to me. I think it would have a ton of cool possibilities when it comes to gliding, water, and anti-gravity mechanics. Woohoo Loop from Mario Kart 7. I just really want to see a Woohoo Island racetrack return. Woohoo Island is such a fun setting in Nintendo games, and I know Woohoo Town is returning in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, but that's a battle map. I want the racetracks to make a comeback. Maple Trueway from Mario Kart Wii. This track would be jaw-droppingly gorgeous in HD and would be a treat to replay. Bowser's Castle from Mario Kart 64. This track was remade in Mario Kart Wii and felt right out of the Nintendo 64. I would love to see this reimagined Mario Kart 8 style. Boo Lake from Mario Kart Super Circuit would be really interesting to see translated into HD. Just look at what they did to Rainbow Road and Cheeseland. Also, I think it would be really cool if Mario Kart arcade tracks started to become included alongside other retro tracks. I know these tracks were developed by Namco, so putting them in newer Mario Karts may prove to be a bit tricky, but come on, Bandai Namco helped out with Mario Kart 8 and a Pac-Man Mii costume is in there too. I think that Bandai Namco would be fine with Nintendo including a few arcade tracks. Not a lot of people, including myself, have ever played these tracks, so instead of feeling like retreads, these courses would be new to a ton of people, and that would be banging. I always found it weird how the Mario Kart franchise has been so over-reliant on clone characters in the past few entries. Like, this is Mario Kart, not Smash Brothers. Literally any Mario character is fair game. Mario Kart characters can't be that hard to make, and I really want to see some diversity and fan favorites make their way in, while also throwing in some obscure choices as well. Here are just a few characters I think would be really cool to see. Enemy characters have always been a huge part of Mario Kart, and I think characters like Monty Mole and Chargin' Chuck would fit in really well next to Shy Guy, Koopa Troopa, Dry Bones, etc. Kamek was originally supposed to be playable in Mario Kart 64, but was scrapped before release and interestingly has never made a playable appearance in the franchise. I think it's about time for Kamek to make its playable debut. Nabbit is probably a contender for the most interesting thing to come from New Super Mario Bros. He was even playable in the DLC New Super Luigi U. I think he would fit in pretty snugly. Professor Egad is the most deserving of a character slot. He's so great, but has been so neglected at the same time when it comes to Mario spin-offs. I think including him would not only make ungodly amounts of sense, but make a ton of fans happy. Plessy from Super Mario 3D World would be a fun addition. This giant water dinosaur is already in racing-themed stages, so being in a racing game would be pretty fitting. It dawned on me that Piantas are in so many Mario Kart games as characters cheering you on from the sidelines, but are not playable. Blasphemy, I said to myself while realizing this. I should write down how I want these characters playable in Mario Kart, and here we are now. The Donkey Kong franchise has been dwindling in terms of representatives in Mario Kart as we're now down to just Donkey Kong. First up, we need Diddy Kong back, and I think we could swing with one more character. I'd be fine with either Dixie Kong, Cranky Kong, or even King K. Rool. Oh, Donkey Kong Jr. too. Alright, brace yourselves for an oddball pick. Mary O from Super Mario Maker. Yeah, the lady in the digital manual. She made a playable debut as an event course costume in Mario Maker and has a bigger role in Mario Maker for Nintendo 3DS. I think she'd be a really cool, weird choice. Of course, Mario Kart 8 initiated the inclusion of non-Mario characters, and I completely believe that this isn't the last we're going to see them. I think the game should still be Mario Kart, but I think it would be cool to see a handful of more Nintendo characters in forthcoming releases. Now all the characters in Mario Kart 8 thus far are Nintendo in-house creations. We don't have Kirby or Pokemon characters who are partially owned by other companies, so I think I'm gonna stick with the wholly Nintendo characters. I'd love to see Kirby, but let's stick to the characters that would be too easy for Nintendo to smear on Mario Kart 9. Pikmin reps need to happen. I could totally picture Olimar in there, or a cluster of Pikmin in a driver's seat. Fox and Falco would work pretty well, and Captain Falcon is a must. I also want to see costumes become much more prevalent. We see the start of this in Mario Kart 8, where if you select a character with multiple color choices, an option menu pops up. But I think a ton of other characters could have some alternate colors, like fire and ice color schemes for Mario, Luigi, Peach, Toad, Rosalina, or a Shadow Mario skin for Mario, or a Captain Toad costume for Toad. There are a lot of possibilities. DLC was a major success with Mario Kart 8 on the Wii U. It was a nice chunk of content and was at a great price. $11.99 for 4 cups, 3 new characters, and more kart parts? Whoa, 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 whoa! I don't really have any wishes for DLC at the moment because, the game's not even announced, so I don't really know what I want after the game releases, but I want this pricing and quantity/quality of content model to continue.
That should do it for now. Of course, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is going to be pretty swinging, and it should satiate everybody's Mario Kart lust for quite a while now. However, a new Mario Kart is inevitable. It's probably a while off, but it's going to happen. And I would really like to see all of my wishes come true for Mario Kart 9. So much so that I went to my nearest church and told the pastor about all my wishes and desires regarding Mario Kart. The church suspended me indefinitely.